Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of After 30 with Cara Eriguel. I hope you are all safe and well and not experiencing any body pains in this moment, but it's good to be back. Okay, so we all know, speaking from like an after 30 female, age is but a number. Okay, we hear that being thrown around all the time. And you're only as old as you feel, sabi nga nila. It's all in the mind, diba? We're young at heart, blah, 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 blah. I'm all for that, okay? Whatever makes you sleep better at night. In our 30s, we experience a buttload of changes mentally, emotionally, and physically. The more obvious one. And today, we're 30 somethings. We're talking about our skin, the largest organ in our body, the part that everybody, listen up, you should care. Trust me. Age is indeed but a number, and you're only as old as you feel. And my dull, unplump, dry yet oily skin makes me feel old every single time I look at myself in the mirror. Good news. It's not like there's nothing we can do. We can't stop aging, of course, but we can help our skin age better, so to speak. Today, we're talking to dermatopathologist, got it right, slash dermatologist, speaker, and content creator who has a master's in clinical research. Everybody, please welcome for the first time ever on the podcast, Doctora Mara Evangelista-Huber. Hi, Doc.
Hi, Kara, and hi to all the viewers and listeners. I'm so happy to be here. I'm also, over 30, and I've stopped counting since 35. So totally relate to that.
Well, I am thrilled to have you on the show, Doc. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for making time. I know, oh my gosh, you are about to pop. Everything is happening left and right. You just got sick. You just recovered. And I really, really appreciate you making time and making space for being here with us on the show. So thank you. Thank you. How are you naman today, Doc? Kumusta ang head, heart, and physical body mo?
Well, I am 7 months pregnant. So that's where the about to pop is coming from. I have aches everywhere. Parang ngipin ko na lang yung hindi masakit. But yeah, getting over being sick also is everyone. It's flu season. So sorry guys, my voice is not naturally this sexy. But diba para kay Kara pinasexy ko for you, for your viewers, and for your listeners. But I'm better, and I'm so happy. It's an honor and pleasure to be here in your platform to share a fight against misinformation.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for framing it that way. That is the best way to put it, no? Because like I said, diba, there's just too much information now online. Something you
Yes.
can even look at while you're in the toilet, diba? Before you
Oh
fall asleep.
yes.
Uy, maganda pala to gawin. Gawin ko nga bukas na umaga. Diba? But you never know if it's good, number one, or if it's even good for your skin. So it's very important to talk to a professional such as yourself, diba? To get more clarity ba from all this information, the plethora of information that is out there that we have so much
Exactly.
access to.
Yeah.
Okay, Doc. Okay, so see Doc Mara, the way we met was I interviewed her for a brand's event, diba? And I
Yes.
really, really enjoyed the conversation we had
Me
over there.
too.
I really did. You were so much fun. I had so much fun. It didn't feel like work at all. Well, it never
Oh,
feels like work when I do this, but all the more when I get to interview like really, really fun and interesting people. Diba? I love it. Like
I'm
getting
so
to know someone.
touched.
Oh, I really love it. Diba? And at the same time, parang ang dami mo natututunan. Like I had a list of questions in my script, guys, but I was like, I gotta ask more. There's so much more. Okay. Guess that is it, Doc. Doc.
And I said
Okay,
yes
Doc.
immediately because you're so fun to talk
Yes.
to.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That means so much. I'm happy nagkaanuhan tayo ng energy. 'Di ba?
Yes.
Nagkapantayan. Okay, Doc. All right. Sige. Ito na. Pinaka first important question. Medyo scientific a little bit, I guess. But, that's your expertise anyway. It's always nice to get to know, like, yung mga ganun ba? Like, facts. Like, real,
Yeah.
true facts. What really happens to our skin as we age, Doc?
This is a really good question. I love explaining to my patients and my followers like what happens when you age. Because if you give a skincare routine, but they don't even understand why are you doing the skincare routine, so that's a good question. Because your skin really ages, and there are signs and symptoms of why of how it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say I love what you said. There is intrinsic aging, so we're all gonna age. You can't stop that. We're all gonna age through time. However, there are things that accelerate that process. Napapabilis yung aging ng skin. And like Kara said, when the skin ages prematurely, mas maaga natin nakikita yung fine lines, wrinkles. Filipinos, we age with dark spots. Caucasians, those na lighter yung skin, mas may tendency sila mag-wrinkle. But Filipinos, tayong mga Asians, madalas nagpepekas. That's actually a sign of skin aging. And yes, roughness of the texture of the skin, dryness, that is also part of aging. So what really happens when we age? Number one, the skin slowly starts to dry out. So kaya parang nawawalan ka ng freshness. That's why parang sometimes you're like literally tuyot because you are losing the water in your skin. So it becomes dry. The next change is the skin. You know, guys, our skin, it renews itself every few months. Nung baby, ang bilis magpalit ng balat. Kaya ang lambot ng skin ng baby, right? About 14 to 21 days bago na balat nila. Kaya parang, oh my gosh, super smooth all the time. As you grow older, it takes more than a month to have your skin regenerate. So kumbaga, our skin actually naturally exfoliates, Kara. So when you grow older, bumabagal yun. So what happens pag na-stuck yung mga dead cells in the face? So that's where you get the breakouts, the rough skin, yung texture na hindi kaaya-aya because you are not exfoliating fast enough. So that's change number 2. Change number 3, I've mentioned it already. Yung the dark marks and the pecas. And the number one cause of that is really the sun. So that's one very specific way na tayong pigmented individuals we age. And lastly, of course, as we age, the things that keep our skin strong and supple, yan, collagen, they break down. Hindi lang nagbe-break down, bumabawas pa yung production nila. So that's where you have the wrinkles kasi nawawala yung support ng skin. So those are basically the top 4 changes when the skin ages.
Thank you so much, Doc. Explained so precisely and so like very, very direct, very clear. Like even a 5-year-old will understand the way it was explained. But thank you so much for sharing that with us that way, no? Because okay, so I didn't know that our skin regenerates naturally on its own and it just slows down as we age. So all this skincare, the exfoliating, la da da, we just put it on our face to kind of support the
Yes, so
natural exfoliation.
that's a great question. So there are some people, if your skin is healthy, you don't actually need exfoliants. You are naturally going to exfoliate. But there are things and also skin conditions that really prolong the process. For example, acne. In acne, you don't really have good skin renewal. So kaya you form those blackheads, those whiteheads, kasi you want to, I know they're stuck on your face. That's part of the issue with acne. Kaya kung ganon, there is a role. I've seen kasi lately, people tend to over-exfoliate. The key is to under-exfoliate, okay? Because again, always remember, guys, we have a natural exfoliation process. Not everyone has that normal process impaired. But yes, during aging, it definitely slows down. So be careful when you exfoliate, guys. Don't be too like bonggang exfoliate because there is a chance you don't even need to.
Oof. That happened to me before. I was like, because I'm super acne prone and super oily, ayan, exfoliate. Tapos yung mga scrub pa,
Yes.
di ba, nausin at one point.
Yes.
Tapos parang, and that's automatically what we, I guess, if you don't know much about it, that's where your mind goes. When you think of exfoliation, scrubs, beads, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Diba? So what's the
Yes.
difference between that type of like literal physical exfoliation as opposed to like acids, mga
Yeah, that's
AHA,
a good
HA,
question.
DHAs, ganyan?
So exfoliants can be physical, like meaning it's the physical force that removes the dead skin cells on top, or chemical. So chemical exfoliants, it means that, all of our skin cells, they're glued together. So when you have a chemical exfoliant will dissolve the glue that holds those cells together so that mabilis silang mag-exfoliate. In between the physical and chemical exfoliants, merong mild and harsh even within each category. So it's not necessarily bad to use physical exfoliants, but there are harsher ones in that category. For example, the apricot kernel scrubs, those are notorious for being very harsh on the skin, right? But not all physical exfoliants naman are bad. Kasi physical exfoliants, depende rin din yan kung how often you use them and how big the beads are. In fact, for those with sensitive skin, you can do gentle physical exfoliants. The chemical exfoliants kasi, you've mentioned acids. So yan yung mga hydroxy acids or the enzymes, the ones that from the fruits like papain, those from citrus. So they break the bonds. Sometimes, if it's a certain formulation kasi na pwede talaga siyang irritating on the skin. So chemical exfoliants might even also be more harmful to certain individuals. So it's really all about, do you need to exfoliate? What kind of exfoliant are you using? How often are you using it? Most of the time, you don't need to even do it every day. And I would add number 4 is also like, what other products are you using in your skincare routine? Kasi what if you're using an exfoliant, you're using pa something na matapang, pinagsabay-sabay mo silang lahat, then that is a disaster waiting to happen. Kaya, that's why it's like, skincare is both a science and an art talaga, Cara.
I completely agree. And I feel like I'm 34. I probably started because my skin is prone to acne. So I started going to the derma, trying all sorts of skincare, like medical, given to me by my derma, and then I'll stop. Because I feel like at one point my skin will feel so raw, like banat and raw and so dry. So I'll move on to looking at all this other skincare that I see online and then magbe-breakout. And then 34, guys, naghahanap pa rin ako.
Yes.
Hindi ko
And
pa rin
that's
siya
okay.
ma-figure out. Is that normal? That's normal, right?
Yeah, and also the skin type can change through the years. So parang something that was working for you so well, suddenly
Yeah.
it's not. And then also people tend to be, by human nature, impatient. Sometimes kasi you don't, some people, they feel na, they'll tell me, Doc, 1 week ko na ginagamit, nothing is happening. The reality is, remember, our skin regenerates. So it takes time for effects to show, a minimum of at least a month
Right.
before you see effects.
Yeah.
So I have some patients, they give up also very quickly. Of course, some people have legitimate reasons naman talaga of like moving on. Para lang naman yung, ayoko na sa'yo, maghahanap na ako ng ibang partner. But there are some people are worth fighting for. So parang ganun na din, some skincare products are worth fighting for, but there is always a degree of trial and error. Parang love lang. Di ba, Cara?
Tama! I love that. Okay, ito isa na sa pinakamahalagang malaman natin, no, and ma-clarify natin ngayon. You talked about parang love lang 'yan. 'Di ba? Ito parang love din. When should we start skincare? Meron din kasing like also with like love and relationships, some
Right.
you may be too young, 'di ba? So na medyo late na. So I started skincare for acne in my teens probably. But like sunblock, mga pa 30 na ako nun. Because I never really understood, like I never knew that it was actually really important. So when should we start skincare? Is it better to start young? Or does if it ain't broke, don't fix it apply here, Doc?
Well, the reality is you start skincare as soon as you're a newborn, because skincare is just
Ah.
any product, right, that takes care of the skin. So
Mhm.
cleansers, that's skincare. Moisturizers, that's skincare. But I think what you're really specifically asking is, when do you start active ingredients that target
Ah,
skin conditions? So like I've
okay.
mentioned, cleansers, that's skincare. Moisturizers, that's skincare. Sunscreen,
Mhm.
that's skincare. But there are certain products that do specific things for your skin. So the answer is, when do you start these products? It's when you either want to prevent those or treat those. For example, like you've mentioned, you can start skincare for acne. And by the way, guys, skincare can be drugs, meaning gamot.
Mm-mm.
Those that have to be prescribed by your doctor. And skincare can also be cosmetics, which you buy over the counter. Hindi mo kailangan ng doktor. Now,
Mm-mm.
ideally, when you start anything that has a drug in it, you always go to your dermatologist, because a lot of the medications for acne, those that work are actually not the cosmetics. It is yung mga gamot na, like Kara mentioned. And these can be started as soon as you need it, but best under the management of a dermatologist. Pati yung mga dark marks, the most effective ones for pecas, melasma, dark marks, they tend to be gamot. And you
Mm.
start that with your dermatologist. Kasi guys, gamot ito. Let's
Mm-mm.
not be like your own doctor. However, when it comes to cosmetics, a lot of the cosmetics are, they're innocuous. They're harmless. They won't really, they don't really have the profile of side effects as some medications do. That's why you can buy them over the counter. So for example, I always tell my patients, when you buy skincare, you have to think of muna your skin type. So even when you're selecting a cleanser or moisturizer, you have to check, am I dry? Am I oily? Am I normal combination? Because that will help you decide, even just selecting the right cleanser and the right moisturizer, even the right sunscreen for you.
Mhm.
When you start developing specific skin concerns, kasi ibang skin type sa skin concern. Lahat ng tao may skin type. Lahat ng tao either dry, normal combination. But some people, they have, Doctora, I'm concerned about dark marks. I'm concerned about acne. I'm concerned about rough texture. I'm concerned about sensitive skin. I'm concerned about, what else did I miss? Yung mga wrinkles. So
Mm-mm.
all of these things are specific skin concerns that you can treat or prevent. And you start those ideally at about your 20s. Kasi dyan na nagsa-start na aarawan palagi, dyan na nagsa-start nagkaka-acne. But again, like you've mentioned, you can have acne when you're younger, when you're a teenager, even like infants can have acne. So in those cases, you address while they're there. So there is, prevention is in a way always better than cure. So if you want to start skincare without really having all of those issues come out just yet, that's where sunscreen and just using the right cleanser and moisturizer come in. Because the right cleanser, the right moisturizer keeps your skin healthy, makes it look nice, plump, diba? You don't look dry, and that's already skincare. And then you add on to the basics. So what are the basics? Wash your face, keep it hydrated. You don't need a moisturizer. Not everyone needs a moisturizer, but it can be helpful on certain people. And then sun
Mhm.
protection. And that's not just sunscreen, it's also like sun protective practices. Try to stay away from the sun, or sun exposure should be decreased. Pag super init, from like 10 to 3, wear a hat, use an umbrella, nakakatulong lahat ng yon. So those are your really strong pillars. Then you treat and address the skin concerns that you have. Usually nga, that starts about your 20s na. So I hope that makes it clear. By the way, you can use sunscreen na kahit na 6 months pa yung bata, pwede na. So, like I said, skincare na hindi naman gamot. Often
Mm-mm.
they're very like innocuous. Hindi sila masyadong not a big problem with them. I hope I answered your question.
Of course, very, very clearly, Doc. Thank you so much. No, I love that. And thank you for mentioning, like you said it a while ago, that as you age, your skin type nagbabago talaga.
It can
And
change, definitely.
oh my god, I couldn't really understand it like in my 20, because okay, so like you said, there was a medication that was prescribed to me also because I have PCOS. So when I was in my teens, that really helped with, keeping my acne at bay, keeping my skin clear, and I was on the pill. Again, you need to go to your doctor for this, okay? But don't just get it over the counter. Okay. I was on it, and my skin was like, wow, clear, super clear, like supple, everything. My boobs were like, you know. But as soon as I stopped it parang mga 26, 27 ganyan. I don't know why, but I started getting like really nauseous every time I would take it. I broke out. Like I started breaking out. I didn't want to go back to it anymore. So and then, yan, mga 30 biglang nagkakaroon na ako. Before super oily ako, yun yung problema ko. Ngayon naman oily dito, pero dito dry. Ko maintindihan. Napaka-moody ng balat ko.
And you're not alone. You're really not alone in that, to be honest. Because I've seen
Yeah.
in my practice, it used to be that the acne patients I see used to be more of teenagers. The past few years, it's mostly been adult females, either females who've never had acne before, and then ngayon lang sila nagkaroon in their 20s or 30s upwards, even menopausal women, or women who have had acne in their teenage years, gumaling, and then rumes back at this age. So adult female acne is like the number one talaga na type of patients I see at the clinic. So yeah, you're not alone at all.
Oh. Okay. Kasi merong misconception, 'di ba, na parang, ano ba 'yan, acne normally 'pag teens lang 'yan eh, 'di ba? So matanda ka na,
Yes.
hindi ka dapat nag-a-acne. Why
Yeah.
do you think that is, doc? Like, is it the environment? Is it diet? Is it what we eat and drink?
Well, I think for the most part, it's acne kasi has a very strong hormonal component. So we have hormones that make men men, hormones that make women women, and we still have those hormones, those androgens that you call hormones that makes males males. So ang mga lalaki kasi, they only have a certain surge of hormones pag nagbibinata sila. So doon talaga sila, nagbe-break out. Women, on the other hand, yung ating hormonal fluctuations, hindi tumitigil sa pagbibinata. It just goes ups and down, up and down, up and down. Periods, pregnancy, even stress can affect our hormones. So I think
Mhm.
nowadays, number one, women might just be more aware and more like willing magpatingin because parang
Mm.
dati I feel that skincare wasn't really such a big, or not skincare, like skin conditions.
Mm.
People were okay with having acne. People thought that, money was better spent on other things. The rise of social media. I love what you said a while ago. You are the first thing you see. You are your worst critic. Women are now empowered to feel like it's okay to take care of my skin. And I feel that understanding that and feeling safe na hindi naman to vanity. I really want to address my acne. So I feel that women are now empowered to seek consultation. That's one. The second thing is women are now more exposed to the environment. Women work now more than they used to before, di ba? So many career women, you have moms. So nanay ka na, nagtatrabaho ka pa. So all of these stressful situations and the environment, kasi labas ka na ng labas, you use makeup,
Mm.
so many things. So I think, yeah, those are really the reasons. I'm not really convinced that it's food. Although, of course, I believe that food contributes to all of the organs in your body, that includes your skin. But to
Mhm.
say, to isolate a specific food group to be solely responsible for the rise of acne and all of that, I do not believe in that mindset. I just believe in everything in moderation. So I hope I answered your question in like why I believe there's a rise in cases of women nowadays coming forward to the clinic for adult acne.
Yes, you did definitely. Thank you so much, Doc. Bouncing off of the last thing that you said. No, okay. So, you said it would be not 100. You don't 100% believe that diba, there's like a specific food group to blame if you break out and da da da. There are like a lot of different reasons that could cause acne breakouts. Like a lot of them are what you mentioned earlier, but okay. You also said that women are now more empowered, diba? We're taking control of, when we see ourselves as hindi tayo naniniwala dun sa it's what on the inside that counts. Of course, that counts. But at the same time, aminin na natin, diba? Na mahalaga din ang how we see ourselves as well physically. That's also important, guys. It's not just, wag naman nating maliitin yung
Hmm.
fact na yon. Wag din natin siya i-demonize, okay? Okay,
Yes.
so what can we avoid or start doing as early as we can to lessen skin damage or possibly even slow down the aging process?
Yeah, that's a good question. So first is you don't want to ruin your skin in the first place. And that involves, like I said, the pillars. Make sure that your cleanser isn't dehydrating your skin, isn't drying you out. Because honestly, I say this a lot. Many of my patients, the root cause of like all of their issues is the wrong cleanser. Kasi, some cleansers can remove all the natural oils, all the moisture. You're like super tuyo kasi you are overdoing it with your cleanser. So that's like,
Mm-hmm.
make sure you find the right one that keeps you like fresh. Number two, if you need a moisturizer, then use it. Ako, I have super oily skin, but I'm so prone to dehydration. Iba kasi yung oily sa dehydrated or like dry and dehydrated, I should say. So you can be
Mm-mm.
oily, like oily ka, maraming oil yung mukha mo, pero kulang ka tubig yung mukha. And some cleansers, they really tend to remove the water from your face. So oily ka nga, pero wala namang tubig sa mukha. So those are two different things. So
Uh-huh.
moisturizers kasi they're not created alike. May ibang moisturizer na mas magaan, it's lighter, it provides more like water or water-loving ingredients kesa oil. So ako, I always need to moisturize after I wash my face. But the rest of the day, hindi ko na kailangan. Yun lang talaga
Mm-mm.
pagkatapos ko maghilamos. And then the third thing, like I said, sunscreen. Kasi the sun is really the number one cause of accelerated aging of the face. Imagine if you put some effort, syempre may effort naman talaga, and meron din siyang gastos. But by doing that, you delay the need for correcting. Kasi sunscreen is prevention. And then on the other hand, of course, you have the whatever will address kung ano yung piniprevent ni sunscreen, yung mga
Mm-mm.
signs of aging. So, nade-delay mo yung paggamit nun. So, memorize the pillars, master them. Don't damage your face by over exfoliating, experimenting too much, and getting FOMO, 'di ba? Parang, oh my God, yung friend ko gumana to, yung kapatid ko gumana yan. Your skin is different. So don't be
So
sucked into that,
true.
'di ba? Yung FOMO na even as a derm, because I get a lot of PR. And I want
Yeah.
so much to try. Pero hindi, napaka-sensitive talaga yung skin ko. I've just decided no to FOMO, even as a derm, kasi I want to try things for my own patients. 'Di ba?
Mm-mm.
Pero I've decided hindi pwede kasi nga I'm just ruining my skin. And yun na naman na talagang pinakasimpleng pwede mong gawin is not to ruin it in the first place. So yeah, master the pillars and don't ruin your skin to begin with. So there's not a lot to repair in the future. I would say na yun yung mga una.
Mm-hmm.
Preventive-wise naman, in terms of the aging front, I think it's nice to start, products. Kasi when you're 20 already, meron ka nang, hindi mo nakikita. But
Mm-hmm.
microscopically, the skin is slowly aging. So you can start mga products that increase the skin cell renewal, kasi di ba nga bumabagal, and
Mm-hmm.
also trigger collagen production. That's where your retinoids come in, or some
Oh.
antioxidants. Yeah, that's what they do. Kaya parang you want to introduce them early. And then also antioxidants. What antioxidants do, if sunscreen stop the sun from getting to your skin, but sunscreens are not sunblocks nga. So meron pa
Mm-mm.
ring pumapasok. Then the antioxidants are thought to probably repair kung ano man yung damage na nangyari. So parang they work together, yung mga vitamin C, those are your antioxidants.
Mm-hmm.
So those are some things you can add to your routine just to sort of prepare you for the future that lies ahead.
Doc, I have a follow-up question to that lang, no? You mentioned, as early as like in your early 20s, you can start introducing retinoids and such to your face already, to kind of prevent the aging process nga. But doesn't it like, uh, you know, I need scientific explanation to this, no? Kasi nga, hindi ko naman alam. Like if you introduce something to your body and then your body, parang gamot, wala ba siyang ganong effect na parang your body gets used to it and then it won't be as effective anymore?
That's a
May
great
ganun
question.
ba?
No, no, no. Resistance is something that's usually thought of with like your antibiotics. Things when you are fighting something and then that something then gets used to it, which is
Mhm.
why ayaw mong masasana yung balat. Parang
Mm.
ganon. But when it comes to like retinoids, they don't do that. And besides kasi guys, pag narinig mo yung term na retinoids, it's just an umbrella term. It's not one thing. It's an umbrella term for things that are derivatives of vitamin A. So retinol is a retinoid. And then what else? Retinyl palmitate, that's also a retinoid. You have retinaldehyde, that's a retinoid. Then you have
Mhm.
yung mga gamot na retinoid, tretinoin, adapalene, tazarotene.
Mm.
So iba-iba ang mga retinoids. So sometimes I have patients say na, Doc, parang hindi na ito gumagana for me, this specific retinoid. It's not because nasanay na yung balat, but maybe there are more accumulated changes through the years na parang hindi na kaya kasi mas mild yung ginamit mo na retinoid. So what you do
Mm.
is not stop using a retinoid, you shift to mas matapang
Stronger.
na, yes, retinoid. So it's not that it's not working by virtue of na, nasanay ang balat, but our skin changes nga kasi through the
Right.
years. And other things may arise. Siguro when you were younger, you only have fine lines. Ngayon, malalim na yung wrinkles. And then maybe you have more sun exposure. So now you have more dark spots. So your skincare routine can really evolve through the years because your skin also changes through the years.
Yes, it does. Dok, meron akong tanong dyan. Hindi ko maintindihan. Because when I was in my 20s, like I would wear makeup for work, right? And I've always known, I've always attributed it to acidity. Like I'm acidic. So I would always buy, foundation that's like a shade lighter, ganyan. Because I know throughout the day, it's going to get darker. But now in my 30s, starting ng late 20s ko, I realized, kunwari, syempre I'll put, I'll wash my face and then moisturizer and then sunblock. So fresh. Lalo na pagising ko sa umaga, ang ganda ko. Diba? Ang fresh ko. Ganyan. Wash your face, put skincare, lalo na. I don't normally put makeup on unless I have to. But I realized throughout the day, my skin gets darker. Parang dull. As compared to how it looked like pagising ko sa umaga nang wala naman akong ibang nilalagay. What is that?
Oh, it can be so many things. Kasi
Oh
syempre,
no.
when you're just in the bed, it's a controlled environment. The temperature, the humidity is completely the same. And there's nothing you put in your face that can also evolve. Kasi when in the morning, when you put skincare products on, when you put makeup products on, all of these things also break down with time. And your skin also, by virtue of, guys, global warming is real. And also, diba, the humidity of the environment, so many things, because it's not just your blank face anymore, so to speak. So many things
Mm-mm.
are interacting with each other. So it could just be a layer of oil forming, your makeup breaking down at some point. But most of the time, it's not really the skin turning dark. It's the things on top of the skin that sort of makes you change how it parang the reflectiveness of the skin differs. So like when you and you know and you would know that because when you remove everything, you're back.
Fresh ulit.
Yes, exactly. So that's how you know hindi mo balat. It's not you, it's me. Ganun siya. Hindi pala, it's not me, it's you. Diba? Kasi when you remove everything, nandyan na. Mas mahirap naman yung pagtanggal mo ng lahat. Ayun na talaga, nag-iba na. But the fact is, it reverts to normal. So that tells
Mm-mm.
you it's probably something you put on your face or the environment or both of them interacting with each other. And yun na nga,
Mm-hmm.
of course, you will build more oil. Once you're out, nagbabago na yung humidity, nagbago na yung init, and then you have environmental pollutants around you, it can affect the things you put on your face. So the most important thing is, of course, you tend to wonder, can I change anything in my skincare
Mm-hmm.
routine or in the makeup? But the most important thing is your skin is fine. It's not your skin. It's not me. It's you. Ganon, ha,
Okay.
guys?
Kala ko ako na naman ba? Ano ko na naman? Okay, thank you, Doc. Yeah, and thank you for catching that because that was the next question in my head. Does that mean that I'm using the wrong product? So I need to take out anything? Like at one point, sabi ko nga, dapat patanggalin ko yung sunscreen. Teka, hindi, mahalaga daw yun eh. Okay na lang, mag-blat-blat na lang siguro ko, di ba?
Well,
So
the
I
thing,
don't
the
look,
beauty is, ang dami-daming sunscreens in the market nowadays. And that's really
yeah.
because of the rise of the information na ano bang ginagawa ng sun. So, why not? You can always tweak your sunscreen. You can still, di ba, palit lang. That's the beauty of
Mm-mm.
skincare. There is something for everyone. And really, you have a choice. Hindi katulad dati na parang, oh my God, ang lagkit ng sunscreen, ang init ng mukha ko, parang nagmamantika, naluluto na sa araw, di ba? And then you won't use it. But nowadays, hindi na ganon. So yeah, empower yourself to make different choices for your skin.
Tama. I love that. Okay, Doc, ito. I'm just like to kind of round everything up because you've already shared a lot of like really, really useful, thank you so much, useful information on skincare, especially in our 30s, no? So, medyo ano lang natin, like I said, we'll just kind of round it up. Okay,
Yeah.
now we all know, and you've mentioned that there are different skin types, and it may even change through time as we get older. So there's really no one size fits all, diba? But in general, if you were to give top 3 tips, what should we do or avoid to keep our skin healthy and glowing in our 30s?
Ah, okay. So, I think the number one tip I would say is always identify your skin type, because your skin type will help you decide kung ano yung texture ng product na gusto mo. So, just a very quick segue. Halimbawa, if oily yung skin mo, likely you look for products na medyo watery. You won't look for products na makapal. You won't look for products that will probably clog your pores. Dun tayo sa light. Pag dry naman yung skin mo, it's the opposite. Ke serum ba yan or ke moisturizer, you want to go on the thicker side. So that's why important yung skin type, guys, because even the preparation, not just kung
Mhm.
ano yung laman ng produkto, kung ano yung ingredients, just kung ano yung kabuuan ng product, it has to fit you. So
Mm-mm.
another example is sa cleansers. Pag dry yung skin mo, gusto mo yung hindi masyadong bumubula, or maybe medyo on the, you wanna avoid yung mga soaps. Oily
Mm-mm.
skin, minsan they can tolerate the bar soaps. So know your skin type, because it will help you decide kung anong specific preparation of products. Next siguro is know your skin concern. Kasi nga sabi ko, iba yung skin type sa skin concern. So once you know your skin concern, is it acne, is it dark marks, is it fine lines and wrinkles, those skin concerns will have ingredients that will address them. So for example, kung acne, dyan ka na mag-retinoids, mga acids like salicylic acid, benzoyl peroxide. Kung dark marks naman, ayan na yung mga arbutin, licorice, vitamin C. Pag halimbawa fine lines and wrinkles, retinoids ulit, hydroxy acids ulit. So every skin concern will have ingredients that will address them. Kaya number 1, know your skin type. Number 2, know your skin concerns. And number 3, yung pillars. Whatever your skin type is, oily, normal, or dry, you will always benefit with the right cleanser, keeping your skin hydrated, and not everyone needs a moisturizer, and sun protection. I would add a 4th tip. Syempre, talk to us, board-certified dermatologists, kasi like Neil Gaiman said, Google can give you 100,000 answers. But segue to us, a doctor can give you, hopefully, the right one. Kaya wag na tayong magulo-gulo, daming problema sa life, right? So we're here to make it easy. Ba't pa kami nag-aral ng 10 taon plus? It's for you guys. So, sorry naman nadagdagan ng tip na isa.
No, I love it. Napaka-importante nung last tip na yun, Doc. Kasi gusto ko yung the way you said it. Baka kami nag-aral ng ilang taon. Diba? Kung i-google mo lang din naman pala yun.
Ang galing-galing ni Google, diba? Dinaig kami.
Yung 10 taon inaral, 10 minuto mo lang ni-research sa Google. Nakakainis. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much for answering that. Again, very, very important things to remember, guys, lalo na yung 3 pillars na yun. Kaya pala, you kept saying, no, may difference yung oil sa mukha mo, sa hydration, sa water na nasa mukha mo.
Yes.
To me, it's always been the same, I feel like there's oily skin and there's dry skin, that's it. So, kaya pala merong mga water, chururut, gel, keme moisturizer, and then oil.
Yes.
Yung pala yun.
Yes.
So, okay. So, if your skin is oily, but it's dry, tuyot, ganyan.
Dehydrated.
Dehydrated.
Yes.
Dun ka sa mga ganong klaseng essence, water,
Yes.
something gel. Okay, gets. But what if, Doc, okay, you said super important to start with a good cleanser. For example, me, I'm not gonna mention a brand, but I use something that dermas use, diba? Yung walang suds. Yung ano lang siya, clear lang siya. And then when I wash it off, it feels like, there's something left on my face.
My film sa face.
My film. Parang ganon. I've always used that since, because nga, I've always been sensitive and acne prone. But, again, as I got older, I realized some parts are oily and some parts are dry. So what do you do, especially with moisturizers as well? Ito ba dapat water, tas ito dapat oil?
That's a great
yun,
question. So this is where I say, yun na nga, skincare is a science and an art. If you already have a very good cleanser, minsan it really removes the need for a moisturizer. May time kasi dati, guys, nung kopong-kopong panahon ng mga lola natin, yung cleansers talaga, saksakan ng tinde. They remove everything. But nowadays, some cleansers, they're able to leave a film of oil because it shouldn't feel squeaky clean. In your case that you're saying, kasi, parang ano kasi, Cara, for example, if you have that feeling, ako ganun ako, na my T-zone, it's oily. Ito hindi. So, if oily na siya, and also not dehydrated, parang it feels normal. Ito lang, you only moisturize this part. Kasi people always feel na things have to be in a box. Na parang, honestly now, the information available makes people overthink skincare. Parang, pag hinalo ko ba ito sa ganyan, magde-deactivate sa ganyan, pag pinatong ko ba ito sa ganyan, hindi nalulusot sa ganyan. Ang daming tanong. But it can really be as simple as, ganun, dito ka lang ba dry, o dito ka lang mag-moisturize. Ito hindi naman, pabayaan mo, iwanan mo, okay lang yan. So, that's what I will say. Ang hirap naman ng dami-dami skincare products, or halimbawa, ito medyo dry, ito super dry, o di isang layer lang ng moisturizer, ito doblehin mo. So, you can actually work with what you have, and some days, hindi mo kailangan ng moisturizer, gigising ka, parang ang ganda na skin ko today. Wala kang ginawa, ang ganda mo. Bukas, oh my God, ano nangyari sa mukha? So, diba? Skincare is there is no box that it fits into. Most of the time, you tweak it as you need. So, in your case, Cara, you can either use your existing moisturizer, like I said, only moisturize the dry parts, or moisturize mas maraming layer, yung mas dry, kumpara sa oily. You can also shift to another cleanser if you feel. Pero I feel actually na your routine is fine. You just have to tweak the type of, kung gusto mo rin naman, may wala namang problema. essence sa tea. Tapos, meron kang cream sa okay lang. Guys, honestly, you
Meron nga
do
ako
you.
magkaiba. Meron
That's
akong cream moisturizer, meron akong gel. So,
and
parang
that's
inaano ko
fine.
okay. So, sa umaga,
That's
gel.
fine.
Sa gabi,
Yes.
cream. Ganyan.
Yes. Sabi ko nga, that's the beauty of skincare. I'm all for personalizing it, guys. Kaya minsan, iba talaga mag-work sa iyong ate, sa friend mo. Kasi parang
Mm.
si Cara, ano ba yan? Parang continents ang kanyang mukha. Iba ang mga needs.
Iba-iba.
Ay, okay lang yun. It's okay. So, if may pera ka, good. You can have multiple products for different areas. Kung hindi naman, then, you can always just make do with what you have and tweak the use. Hindi yung dekahon yung paggamit.
Mm-mm. Thank you for clarifying that, Doc. Okay, few more. Ito, I'm just gonna throw basic skincare questions at you. Okay, so we mentioned washing your face. How many times? Again, for oily skin types like mine, how many times should we really wash our face in a day, Doc?
Yeah. So, my favorite answer is it depends.
Mm.
Kasi, hindi nga, like I said a while ago, hindi siya pwedeng dekahon, guys, eh.
Mm-mm.
Kasi some people with very sensitive dry skin, honestly, once a day of washing their face is fine. Ako personally, I wake up in the morning, I don't wash my face separately. Pag naligo ako, dun ko nahuhugasan yung mukha ko. And then in the evening, if I'm lucky, sana makaligo, hindi ako kinukulit ng anak ko, kung makahilamos man lang. So, di ba, don't be too specific. Basta importante lang, always ask yourself, do you need to remove impurities from your face? Number one,
Mm.
kasi ano man naman ang cleansing? If not to remove dirt from your face or to prepare it because may i-apply ka. So, halimbawa,
Mm.
kaming dermatologist, we would prefer na pag naglalagay ng gamot, certain products na may gamot, mas maganda naman talaga ang pasok if malinis ang mukha. So
Mm.
first, super active mo ba? Palagi ka bang pawis na pawis ka ba? Lumabas ka ba? Nagtrabaho ka? Ang dami mong alikabok sa mukha? Then you probably need to wash your face more often than other people na nasa bahay lang literally. Yung iba naman, if you have prescription medications or
Mm-mm.
you have skincare products na medyo madami kang ilalagay, ayaw naman natin ilagay yung alikabok yung mukha tapos ginanon-ganon mo yung serum mo. 'Di ba? So, in those cases, then you can wash your face before applying those products. And then, like I said, if super sensitive yung skin mo, that also plays a role. Kasi,
Mm-mm.
in those cases, cleansers, like I said, can remove the natural oils. Ayaw, tuyong-tuyo ka na nga. So, minsan, a splash of water is enough. So, I hope I answered those questions. Yun yung 3 usual factors for you to decide kung gaano ka kadalas talaga maghuhugas ng face.
Okay, thank you very much, Doc. Next, maalaboy abunda tayo. Fast talk. Ito, again, a lot of us think that this is the goal, no? But squeaky clean, yung parang dishwashing liquid mo yung mukha mo.
Yes.
Is that the goal?
No, it's definitely not. Kasi nga, like I said, you want a film, ideally, pagkahilamos mo, parang wala kang nararamdaman. Hindi siya masikip because once you remove moisture, parang pagkain, chicken breast, niluto mo, pagka matigas na at tuyo, ibig sabihin, wala na naiwang mantika at freshness. Diba? So, ayaw natin na ganon. So, ideally, it doesn't feel like anything. If it's tight and squeaky clean, ibig sabihin, masyadong marami yung good stuff na natanggal.
Okay. So, hindi pala goal yung banat. Akala
No,
natin,
no,
wow, ang
no.
sarap-sarap ng wash na to. Banat na banat ako. Okay, that is not the goal, guys. Should we wear sunblock indoors or sunscreen?
Such a good question. So guys, again, the answer is it depends. Kasi, ang araw, it still goes through windows. Ngayon, ang araw kasi, naku, sana mapabilis ko to. Ang araw, merong different types of UV rays. May UVB, yung UVB na madalas nakakakos ng sunburn, kaya siya sunburn. Pero yung UVA, A for aging, mas malakas makakontribute yung mga UVA rays ng sun sa pagtanda ng balat. And UVA rays goes through windows. Yung UVB, hindi. So, kailangan mo ba mag-sunscreen indoors? Number one, first question is, are you concerned about skin aging? Aba, kung wapakels ka naman, o di wag ka naman problema. Sorry, inuubo na naman. So, halimbawa, ikaw, conscious ka, ayaw mo mag-dark marks, ayaw mo mag-fineness, ayaw mo mag-wrinkles, or existing na. Meron ka ng dark marks, meron ka ng fine lines, meron ka ng wrinkles. then it's probably a good idea na gumamit ng sunscreen. Kasi nga yung UVA, even when you're indoors, it comes in. Number one. Number two, ano ba yung environment mo? Call center agent ka ba, my love, na nakakurtina at sa gabi lang nagtatrabaho? So in those cases, malamang hindi. Walang dumadaan na sun. Or, if for example, marami namang cover around you, like yung mga trees, buildings, wala masyadong lumulusot, and you don't work directly in the window. What if nasa closed box ka naman? Walang bintana. Saan papasok ang araw? Diba? You have to be practical also. And what else would I think of? Probably also if pasok ba sa budget mo. I always tell my patients, hindi lang naman sunscreen na nagpapapigil ng araw. You can always just avoid the sun at certain times, wear a hat, use an umbrella. Kasi I understand, mahal din ang sunscreen. Good sunscreens, they tend to be expensive. So long story short, you need to use sunscreen indoors. It depends kung ano yung mga skin issues mo, conditions mo, ano yung nasa paligid mo, at kung kaya mo na gumamit ng sunscreen every day kahit na nasa loob ka. Kasi kung hindi, di gamitin mo na lang pag lumalabas ka. Sayang din yung effort, di ba? If nasa loob ka lang din naman. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, you did, Doc. Mahalaga yon. Mahalaga yung pangatlong sinabi mo also. Yung sustainability niya di ba?
Yes.
Kasi gagamit ka pero hindi mo naman kayang masustain.
Yes.
So, tama yon. Okay. Ang mahal ng mga magaganda. Tapos,
yes,
meron pa
magaganda.
kailangan, 2 finger. Mahal ka.
Yes.
Ganun lang. Tinitipid mo, hindi rin gumana.
It's good that you brought that up, ha? Dapat, guys, ha, tama yung sinabi ni Cara. Hindi pwedeng small is better. Hindi pwedeng ganun ka. Hindi pwedeng pea size.
Mahal.
Ganyan, no? Dalawa. Kumbaga yung sunblock mo, dapat ganyan kadami, tapos gaganunin mo sa mukha mo para magkasya. Imagine mo yun. Tapos ang mahal-mahal. So for those na medyo, they want to make sure their budget ay naaayon, doon na lang sa paglabas mo. At least may ginagamit ka.
Tama. Doc, may isa akong tanong. Magme-mention na ako ng brand, no? Kasi hindi naman siya local brand. What if, say, because this was also prescribed to me by my derma, Derm, yung consistency niya, iba than like yung nagaganon mo, di ba? Dapat ba 2 fingers din yun siya? Ang mahal-mahal niya.
So, you can use, so to answer your question, yes, malamang yung amount is the same, but you can use a measuring spoon. So, it's 1/4 teaspoon sa mukha. 1/2 pag mukha at leeg. Kada arm, that's 1/2 teaspoon. So, bakit? Siyempre, di ba, alamin natin bakit.
Yes.
Because yung mga SPF na nakasulat dun sa bote, siyempre, hindi naman yan inimbento, kinuha sa ere. Di ba yung ganun? Tinest yung produkto. Tinest yung produkto na ganun kadami yung amount na ginamit ng tao para ma-determine kung ano yung SPF. Meaning, pag hindi mo na-hit yung amount na ginamit nung tinest siya, hindi mo makukuha yung SPF. So, madalas kasi in reality, mga 1/2 or 1/4 of the amount lang yung ginamit ng tao. So, yung SPF mo, hindi. Kung SPF 50 yun, tapos yung amount ay 1/4 lang, edi parang 1/4 mo din yung SPF 50 mo. SPF 12.5. O, diba? So, ano yun? Kaya parang
SPF ka pa.
Yes. Kasi guys, pagka SPF 30, 97% of the sun's rays ang nabablock. So, ang dami nun, guys. Pero pag SPF 12, parang ang dami yatang nakalusot.
Madami kang pinalusot. Diba?
Yes.
Kasi again, it's under your control.
On you. Yes, yes.
Okay. Do we need to moisturize when we have oily skin?
So like I mentioned a while ago, guys, ang moisturizers kasi, hindi sila pare-pareho. So moisturizers ideally, kayang magbigay ng oil and water. But there are some moisturizers na tinatawag nilang hydrators. Kasi parang ibig sabihin nun, wala masyadong oils, mas maraming tubig or ingredients na humahawak sa tubig. Kasi nga, remember, dehydrated, kulang sa tubig, dry, kulang sa oil. So kung oily and dehydrated ka, gusto mo yung moisturizer mo, hindi masyadong oily, pero may ingredients to hold water in. In fact, guys, yung term na moisturizer, hindi naman kailangan moisturizing cream, moisturizing lotion. Any product with moisturizing ingredients, kahit serum, essence, toner, even a cleanser, these can have hydrating or moisturizing ingredients, guys. So kahit oily skin ka, mahal, hindi mo alam, gumagamit ka na pala ng produkto na may hydrating ingredients, hindi mo lang alam. Okay, so there is a moisturizer out there for everyone and anyone who needs it, kahit oily ka pa.
Okay, noted, Doc. Got it. All right. Last couple of questions. What is the proper way to apply skincare? Like you said kanina, di ba, meron ganito, pat lang ba, ganyan. Do we pat it in, rub it in, do it and leave it? Ano yun, Doc?
Ito na yung sinasabi ko, nag-overthink na yung mga tao sa skincare talaga.
As an
Honestly.
overthinker.
Yes. And it's natural, right? You want to do it right. Honestly, guys, anything that gets the product into your face, there are very few strict rules in skincare. Kung ano ba yung super strict rule sa skincare, masasabi kong super strict rule, kung nag-sunscreen ka, dapat nasa dulo siya. Yan talaga. So that's like the one thing I will say na, yun, please do not break that rule. Na pag, when you use cleanser, toner, whatever, moisturizer, last palagi ang sunscreen. The rest of it, do whatever floats your boat. So just get the product in your face and wag mo lang kiskisin para hindi ka nasasaktan. Okay lang
Wag
yan.
ganon.
Whatever. Yes, just make sure that you don't irritate your face by, the physical force of doing it in. Pero, kung ganun ba gusto mo? Or gusto mo ng ganyan? Gusto mo mag-wash siya? Lahat ng yan, honestly, it's personal preference more than anything.
Okay, got it. Meron kasing mga like lalo na pag derma, parang pat in, don't rub. Ay, so pag na-rub, syempre sanay ka mag-rub. Oh my God, na-rub ko. Doc, okay ba?
No, sometimes kasi why they tell you to pat is because of peeling. Peeling meaning may produkto sa ilalim. Pag nagpatong ko ng isa, nagiging bidi-bidi siya. Kasi parang na-rub mo siya. But honestly, if you do thin texture, unahin mo yung matubig bago mo patungan ng mas makapal, it already decreases the chance of it peeling. So it's not actually, it's more of an aesthetic lang na magaspang na siya kasi nagkumpul-kumpul na. But do what floats your boat. Just don't rub it in na nasasaktan ka na.
Okay, ayaw naman nating saktan ng mga sarili natin, guys.
Yes.
Alam niyo yan. Okay. Doc, ito naman, because you are, like you said, 7 months pregnant, and we're so excited for you. Okay, let's talk about skincare and pregnancy. Now, what other natural changes happen to our skin when pregnant, and what products should pregnant women avoid, if any?
Okay. Well, of course, for pregnancy, because you have hormonal changes, like I said, I mentioned this a while ago, you can get acne, dark marks like melasma, because these are all hormonally triggered. Yung mga dark underarms, yung linya in the belly, that's because of hormonal changes. Your skin can be more sensitive, can be drier, kasi yung tubig mo nasa sac. It goes really, so dry and dehydrated ka. So I have some patients biglang nagkakaroon ng rashes na wala naman before. And also stretch marks. Those things can also happen on pregnant women. For things to avoid specifically, it's mostly drugs, mga gamot. So tretinoin or retinoids, ayaw natin ng retinoids, retinol, any type of retinoids, you want to avoid that in pregnant women. Products with hydroquinone, which is a bleaching agent, gusto rin natin na, stop please. And then salicylic acid, which you see in a lot of products, medyo we want you to be careful with it. We want you to only use it at very low concentrations, limited amounts of use. Pregnancy is a time to ask questions, guys. So, itong mga sinabi ko, I still suggest you talk to your OB or your derm and say, is this safe for me? Kasi when life happens, skincare can totally just be set aside. When life happens, skincare can wait. But at the same time, if you're a pregnant woman and you want to do something about these changes, talk to a derm because there are safe options for you. Pero to be sure, magtanong na lang tayo, pregnant mamas, ha?
Yes, magtanong. Again, you are empowered, so you can take control. Go ahead and ask your doctors. Okay, Doc, last na talaga. Ito na, in under a minute. What advice can you give to women and men in their 30s so they can love the skin they are in?
I love that question. Under a minute, ako mahirapan ako dyan.
Go lang, Doc.
Naubo tuloy ako. Ano ba yan? Sorry, guys. Pa-New Year. Maagang pa-New Year ni Doc. I really think at this day and age, the one advice for me to really tell you guys is to normalize normal. Kasi there's this insane, unachievable goal of skin perfection. Skin has to be glass skin. But the skin kasi is a really dynamic organ. It changes. It's not like glass. Diba? So always shoot for healthy skin. Because everyone can achieve healthy skin. But no one can achieve perfect, flawless skin. And that way, you will love your imperfections. You will normalize these imperfections. And the goal is, like I said, is just to make it healthy. Super achievable yan, guys. And please see a board-certified dermatologist if you want to achieve certain skincare goals. We will help you sift through all the misinformation and create something that we will both agree on. Affordable, sustainable, practical, and directed especially for you. Gosh, parang 1 minute and like 20 seconds yun.
Okay lang, Doc. I love it. More info. I love that. Normalize normal. And I love that also with on the social media, no? There's again all of this information on skincare, la da da. But there's also a lot of content creators who empower women by, encouraging us to, just wear light makeup, show your, don't super cover up your imperfections. Love the skin that you are in. And that again, that's so powerful. Normalize normal. Ang ganda nun, Doc. Meron pa akong isang
Thank
pahabol na
you.
question,
Oh, go
okay?
ahead.
Something that I ask all the guests that we have on the show. I am a true believer of gratitude and how it just, allows us to ground ourselves and kind of bring us back to, oh, okay. There are so many things happening in our lives right now, considering the pandemic and and our own personal problems. But just coming back to a space of gratitude always just brings us to a better light. Diba? So, Doc, please shout out to the universe, share it with us, and encourage the attitude of gratitude as well to our listeners. What are you grateful for in this moment? One thing, 5 things, 10 things, 2 minutes, completely up to you, Doc.
I think I'm really grateful for you, Kara, because as a doctor, ideally our connection with patients is one-on-one. But with creators like you give us a platform to extend the public service that we can give. Kasi honestly, there is nothing better than empowering the patient with information. So, I have a small circle, but because of you, I'm able to reach a lot of people. Some people can't even see a dermatologist for, many reasons. But because of you, you bring me to their screens and I get to talk to them and make them feel na whatever it is they're going through, they're not alone. Dermatologists like me, like we can listen to you, help you, and just making them feel that they are seen and not minimized. So I'm grateful for you and the viewers for giving me a platform to do what I love, and that is to empower and to inform. And I really hope you guys feel that you are empowered and informed.
Thank you so much, Doc. I'm so grateful for you as well. Thank you for, again, like I said, making time and space and sharing all your 10 years worth of knowledge and not just Googleable things, with us here on the podcast. Such an honor to have you here, Doc. Please invite our listeners to come follow you, or ano ba, where can they reach you? Where can they check out your content? Because you too are a wonderful content creator. Please invite them, Doc.
Yeah, so thanks guys again for tuning in, and I hope you learned a lot. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook as Dermatology, fusing the two things I love the most, being a derm and being a mom. You'll see a lot of evidence-based content there, meaning the things that I share are always backed by science. So I believe that my patients and my followers deserve nothing less. So hope to see you in my platform.
Yay! Thank you so much again, guys. This has been a wonderful episode of After 30 with Cara Eriguel with the one and only, the gorgeous Mama Doctora Mara Huber. Thank you so much again, Doc. I look forward to having another amazing conversation with you, and I hope you guys have a great day ahead. Bye.
Bye.